Morning, guys. Just a quick update video I thought I'd make. I feel like we're at that point where it's getting more and more painful for the people who are awake, or the people who are somewhat awake. I mean, I like to think I'm somewhat awake, and it's just we're just getting drugged through the mess, and but understand that the longer this takes, the more drawn out it is, the more people that are going to get woken up, and that ultimately is the goal. So if we stop thinking of the goal as I gotta be in a state of bliss, and there's going to be free money, and there's going to be or Nasara Jasara, and there's going to be all these things that we want, the rightful person supposed to be president, things like that. If we can it's kind of like deferred gratification. I've tried to teach my kids that, and my wife and I have always been very good at deferred gratification. And what deferred gratification gets you is wealth and stability, and you don't make decisions that you regret, and you're not sitting there with big car payments and big house payments and things that are basically enslaving you. And we're in that point right now where we just have to defer the gratification a little longer, because the truth is going to prevail. I mean, it is prevailing every moment of every day. There are more and more and more people waking up. I hear people talk about, oh, we got to hit a certain percentage of people that have to be awake, and I really believe that's true. And I've thought that many times, that these off-worlder people that I believe are part of this alliance that's helping us, I believe that they monitor that. They monitor the consciousness of the planet, kind of like you take a temperature, and when we hit 98.6, we're going to have we're going to hit the number that we need to hit, and then they can start rolling out things a little faster, a little we can start having more of the truth come out. But I don't know how long it's going to take. I mean, when all this happened with the sham election, I just thought, well, it's only going to take a few months, and all the truthers and all that were just going on and on about, oh, it's going to be this date, it's going to be this date, it's going to be this date. Now it's like people aren't giving dates anymore, because it's just been such a disappointment, right? But it's not a disappointment in terms of, it's kind of like it's like if you were a battle planner, and you have in your consciousness, you have consciousness. You're not going to try to decimate you're not going to try to decimate and kill and displace people, and you're going to try to do it in the most gentle way possible. Yeah, you're at war, yeah, but you're going to try to make it as less violent, at least violent as possible, if you're at a higher level of consciousness. And I believe that these white hats, if you want to call them that, whatever you want to call them, the alliance, they are at a higher level of consciousness. They are going to do things in a way that's going to be the most gentle wake up that you can do. Now, some people need a bucket of water in the face. Those people might not wake up. We have to just understand, it doesn't have to be everybody, but the more people that are awake, the less damaging it's going to be. If if Trump would have got the military, and they would have gone over and taken over the White House, and said, no, this was a sham election, and we're not accepting these results. Oh my God, can you imagine the rioting we would have had? They were already gearing up for that. I mean, they were placing people all over the country. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube about that. People that were, they moved people to different cities and stuff just to be rioters. And even if you don't believe that that's true, it would have created chaos. I mean, it would have created a lot of chaos. So that's, it wasn't their plan to do that. And even though that would have felt good in the moment, it would have felt really good to have that vindication and have the rightful person in power. But it would have been a short-lived thing, because it would have created a lot of dissension even among the supporters. They wouldn't have been, when you see people getting hurt, maybe killed, cities getting burned down. I mean, it would have been bad. So we just have to roll this out. It's going to roll out the way it needs to roll out, to be as gentle and as least damaging as possible. And the human psyche is very fragile in a lot of ways, and if they rolled out stuff too hard, it would just be more than people could take. So I just believe that the good is in total control. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't look like it. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it. You're watching the news, or you're going to the grocery store, and you're like, my God, how can they be on our side if we're having to pay all this? How can they be on our side if we're being subjected to these mandated vaccinations and things like that? And the reality is, this is the least damaging of all the choices. Even though it might feel like a betrayal in a way, this is the least damaging way they could do this. Otherwise, it just would have been chaotic. So hang in there. It's going to get better, and the truth has already prevailed. But every day that goes by, just look at it like this: every day that goes by is one more day for people to wake up. And there's so much information coming out. I mean, I peruse Instagram and Twitter, and there's just so much stuff. I mean, you go down any of these rabbit holes, and you're going to be just wow, mind blown. So people are getting exposed to it. They're getting exposed to this, and we're just waiting on the sleepers. We're waiting on the sleepers, because the whole establishment is all about keeping people asleep. The whole thing. I mean, the media, the entertainment, all of it is just to keep people completely asleep. And but again, I believe that those entities are being turned to the good, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a slow process, and it's not going to look obvious. You're going to have to really be paying attention to see what's going on. And anyway, hope you all have a good day.